Alright, so I didn't really write a script for this because it feels really kind of personal, and it just felt so weird kind of putting this to paper. So, here we go. When I was a kid, about 6 or 7, probably 7, I remember looking at myself. I looked at myself, and then I looked at my classmates. I kind of pieced together the differences, and I said this exact sentence to myself, and I still remember it to this day. I said to myself, I can never be pretty, but at least I could be smart. And it's kind of really telling that me, at just 6 or 7, that I had pieced together, as a woman, I need to be pretty. But as a black woman, I just couldn't be. And I would say this is in large part of just media. I was a child, and yet I had already pieced this together. And it's not like I didn't have depictions of strong women, capable women, women that were able to do all these things. Even black women that were capable. But it's kind of hard to defeat the overarching, non-stop, just bombardment of imagery that I saw every day. I saw it in advertisements, movies, even children's shows. These things just don't stop just because you get 1 or 2 good examples of representation. Another incident I can remember is when I was a little bit older. I was about 20, I think. Yeah, I was about 20 or 21, and I was driving home from school. My school's about 4 hours away from home, so I was listening to the radio. And as I listened to song after song, it just kind of dawned on me. These songs aren't really for me. Sure, they're nice and cutesy and romantic, but these songs are kind of not for me. Every song was about a man who wanted to serenade a woman who wanted to, find a good man, a man or a woman getting over a girlfriend/boyfriend respectively. There was not a single song in the whole 4-hour trip that was about a woman dating a woman, about a man dating a man. And when I realized this, it kind of hurt. I don't know, it just kind of made me feel kind of isolated. When I think about the romantic movies I saw, not a single one was about a woman who dated a woman, about a man who dated a man. These things are just hard to find. When I was going through high school, not any of the young adult fiction I read was about, plain Jane and her werewolf vampire girlfriend. And don't try to claim that this is inappropriate for children. When you look, and every piece of media just isn't for you, it's not about you, it kind of hurts. Now, I am a gay, black, young adult, college-educated woman. And, I have a lot of aspects that are me. I'm not saying that I have to have a character that is just me, but occasionally I would like to see a movie where the main character is a superhero, but she dates a woman. I'd like to see movies where the main character is black. And I like to see these movies in the mainstream. There are just a lot of people in this world who are looking outward at something that reflects how they feel inward, and they're just not getting it. Whenever I go to the store to look for cards, something for my girlfriend, it's a gamble if I can find anything. Just look at this. Rows and rows and rows of cards. I found 2. And this was at Target. At Walmart I found 0. At Kroger I found 0. But at Target I found 2. It felt good to find those 2. But even then, they were very specific. They were for someone's wife. I don't have a wife. I have a girlfriend. So it's kind of telling that out of so many cards I couldn't find more than a couple. Same thing for men dating men. I didn't find any except for at Target, and I think I only saw 1 at the Target I went to. There is a lot of truth to the statement, you can't be what you don't see. It harkens back to that first example I gave you. I didn't see a lot of strong, beautiful black women. There are a lot of kids out there who don't get to see representations of themselves succeeding, not in any real way. You might wonder why every young black kid wants to be a rapper. That's what they can see as success. That's what they see as obtainable success. Why are you blaming them? And what's extra hurtful is that anytime we do get representation, everybody complains. It's pandering. It's just marketing to the LGBT. Yeah, duh. Of course it's pandering. That's all what marketing is. That's just what marketing is. They pander to you to get you to buy a product. And it feels good to finally be, accepted. Even in that sort of cold, calculated, how much money can we squeeze out of the gay people? It shows it to children who are growing up without any kind of outlet. It's something that's needed, to be honest. I see it happen with video games, and I just don't get that one. I have been playing as white men my entire life. I have been sitting through weird sex scenes, weird romance scenes as a white man most of my life. That's just that's just the vast majority of main characters in video games. Even getting to choose my own character is a luxury. And if it's occasionally from the perspective of a person of color, of a woman, of someone who's gender non-conforming, it feels good to see that. It's gratifying. And yet people can't seem to handle it. It's pandering. It's all this. It's diversity for the sake of diversity. I don't care. So the next time you hear someone saying something about pandering, virtue signaling, and diversity for the sake of diversity, you kind of can't think that they're arguing in good faith. They're arguing from a place of privilege, to be honest. A place where they've never felt that isolation. They've always had outward expressions of who they are inward. They've always had this, so they just don't know what it's like to never see it anywhere else. So along with this video, I want to make maybe 1 or 2 other videos about representation, specifically in children's media, and things like queer coding like villains, and queer baiting, and how that's not representation in the slightest. You can't just do that. And about lesbian and bi women in media, because to be honest, we don't really get a lot of representation. The most representation we get as the LGBTQ community is mostly a lot of gay men, generally flamboyant and as a butt of a joke, and I feel like that's something we really need to address. So if you're really interested in seeing that, please subscribe, and then so that you can be notified when the next video is out. Maybe comment some of your personal feelings about how you felt growing up, if you were represented, maybe some things that really stuck out to you as fantastic examples of representation. I would love to see that too. So until then, I guess let's set sail into the next video.